Kempire is brought to you by the Kempire After Dark live experience returns to New York City this Friday, February 21st for Black History Month. We're going to be talking about everything in Housewives, Hot Topics, Diddy, Jay-Z, Wendy Williams, and so much more. And don't feel like you're left out because for the very first time in a while, we will also be making this available via live stream. Get your tickets today. All ticket information will be available in the episode notes. I will see you soon, New York City. You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Guys, welcome back to the Kempire channel. And of course, we are celebrating Black content creators in honor of Black History Month. And I did their podcast 2 years ago, but finally they're here on our YouTube channel, on our podcast. Welcome from Bravo, We're Black, both Aaron and Kaya. What's going on, guys? Thank you for being here.
Hello.
Guys.
Yes, we're so excited to be here. Thank you for obviously taking a chance on us. That was when we first kind of started out. And I'm I think that you were bigger on TikTok and you had just joined Instagram. But your content was so captivating. I was like, we got to have Kempire on here. And then when we finally did, we had such a good time.
Yeah.
And now, you've been blown up. But you've blown up everywhere. I'm so proud to see you with all these different shows. I hope that y'all have been to Kempire's shows, honey, because I hear they are the event to go to.
This is not about me, Kaya. This is about y'all.
We're coming on your show. We gotta hype you up too.
Exactly.
So.
Let me hype you guys up because you guys have been working diligent. One thing I can respect about content creation are the folks that are out here that are consistently putting out content, consistently striving. They're not giving up because I'm sure you've seen so many other people that have come and gone. And I get it. It's not easy doing what we do. But again, in honor of Black History Month, especially with the political climate that we're in, I think it's important that we support each other and uplift each other. And I was like, oh, wait, this is the perfect time to bring you guys here. I was actually shocked. I was like, wait, they've never been on my channel? Wait a minute. No fair. Come on over here and play with us. So I really do appreciate you both coming here. And can we just talk about how this collaboration even came about? For those that aren't familiar with Bravo, We're Black, but it was Bravo Wild Black before, right?
Yes. It started off with Bravo Wild Black, and then we went into Bravo We're Black. But we started off during the pandemic. We wanted something to do because we would always send voice notes between each other about these Bravo shows like Being the Pump Rolls, Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine. And so one day Kay was like, we should just start a podcast. And we actually did it. And at first I thought it was a crazy idea. We made one episode that never seen a daylight, and it never will.
Why?
But we continue just because it was so rough, and at the time we didn't really have a filter. We were just
so it's good. It's a good juicy one.
We were like, we can't put this out.
Some would say.
No, I want to hear that one,
but we don't want to get banned. That was
you can put on the Patreon.
But from that point, we just kept going. We created an Instagram page. We started sharing memes, and the Bravo community was also so welcoming, like the content creators that were already out there. So we just kept going from there, and then we rebranded, and now we talk about pop culture and everything. Not Love After Lock. I wanted to say Love After Lockup so bad.
Everybody would watch that damn show. I'm like, I feel like those people reach out. They're actually locked up. I'm not talking about them.
That is definitely a dangerous line to step. We talk about them on the Patreon, but on our main feed, it's whatever everyone's watching. Abbott Elementary, Power, The White Lotus. Now there's this new show that I want to tell everyone to get into is Paradise. It's really good with Sterling K. Brown on Hulu. It's just such.
I did hear about that one.
Stuff. Scripted stuff, but obviously whatever is current events. And then we have on Wednesdays, we give our Black Excellence Award because we always want to center it around. Obviously, our identities are being Black and expressing Black and just loving Black people. So we give our Black Excellence Award, even though sometimes it goes to some people that might be ridiculous to you or to people listening. Like,
do we have an example of that? Who might be ridiculous to us? Okay. I had somebody in mind.
Sometimes it's people from Zeus. And I know that's very, it's very, but it's like sometimes they show their ass so good that we're
you just
like,
have to say
that.
I appreciate that. I mean, everyone needs someone to love them. Okay?
Exactly.
They're putting on a show, honey.
So I assume you guys have Zeus accounts.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, damn.
Bro.
Absolutely.
I don't think I've ever met anyone that has admitted to having a Zeus account, but I appreciate the honesty and openness.
I used to have a Now That's TV account. Is that too far? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. So you guys so you don't just cover Bravo, which I love because I love Bravo, but I also love talking pop culture, as you know. I just did a story on Diddy and Jay-Z's lawsuit being dismissed. Any thoughts on what's going on with Diddy and Jay-Z right now?
That one was like so big that we just didn't talk about it, especially because there was just so many. Well, obviously Diddy, the proof is in the pudding.
Ooh.
But like as far as like that whole situation with Jay-Z, the Tony Busby guy was from the beginning. He was kind of like weird. So I just didn't talk on it or speak on it. And then especially now that it's been dropped, I'm like, until there's like solid proof against Jay-Z, like I don't like speaking on it. But when it comes to Diddy, Diddy is like, just put him under the jail and let's just go about our day.
Diddy's done? Diddy's done. Okay. Well, you mentioned a show that I love. I've rewatched season 1 and season 2 multiple times, probably like 3 or 4 times. White Lotus. The new season is out this week, right?
Tomorrow, as we speak.
Yeah, I am ready. I am ready for this new season because we've had to wait a very long time. Which season was your favorite?
Oh my God. One thing about it, I had, like you, I watched it more than once. And I was like, I wasn't really feeling the first season.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing about Mia and Lucia, them girls was about their money. So I'd have to say that one.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Aaron?
I'd have to say season 2 as well, just because I feel like we did see like one or two of the characters, one of the characters from season 1 develop, and then that whole storyline, and then that surprise ending.
Right.
So it was a lot more chaotic than season 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, to be honest with you, I loved both. They're like my babies. I can't choose between the two. I know I forced you guys to choose, but I can't. I love them both because they're so very different. And I'm wondering what this new season will be like. Spoiler alert for anyone listening to this that haven't watched it. I'm going to mention a spoiler. Okay, they're out of the room. Fine. Jennifer Coolidge dies in season 2, but I'm still hopeful that her character can return. Right?
Like in some kind of way, give her a twin sister. Let her have made it. Like, I don't know, but I need this woman on my screen. And I just love seeing like her kind of like rebirth. Like she is everywhere now. And I love that. But listen, it was White Lotus that made us love you. And White Lotus, you need to return. Because it's only been 2 seasons. Like, it's like when the best person leaves after doing 1 or 2 seasons. It's like, no, come back.
I loved her in it. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so that's one of the shows that I'm excited about. But let's get to Bravo. So a lot of people are talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta's newest season. As you know, it's been a long time since they decided to make some shifts. Some people might call it a reboot. I think we can call it a reboot because it's a big shift in the cast for this new season. But people have mixed feelings about this new season and these women that they have. How do you guys feel about Real Housewives of Atlanta? And what did you think of this shoot that they did? There was big reactions to that.
I like the beat. The background the background was the worst. I think the fashions were there.
Mm-hmm.
Minus one person. And I don't want.
Okay, please say, because I know who it is.
Oh, you knew it was Shamia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Everybody. Okay, so this is a safe space.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody. Okay.
Look. Hold on. Safe space.
Thank you. Like it's
Because aside from Shamia, I feel like everybody snapped, but it's just that background that kind of throws me off, like that Shoots and Ladders. Did you ever play Shoots and Ladders as a child?
Yes.
Yeah.
On the PC? That's exactly how it looked.
It feels as if they were leaning into, a lot of people have already been comparing the cast to Love and Hip Hop. No offense to Love and Hip Hop, but that's not what we expect from a Bravo Real Housewives. But it seems as if based off of this photo shoot, they knew what people were already saying. It's like they leaned into it.
I think maybe they wanted to show that we have this new dynamic, a lot of ways younger cast. So they wanted that youthful, bright color energy, that saying that it's different. And I understand that people are saying that the photo shoot looks Love and Hip Hop, because if I'm being honest, it does. But when you look at the trailer, nothing about that trailer says Love and Hip Hop to me personally. That trailer gives opulence, it gives money, it gives Black wealth, it gives Atlanta. I don't see nobody, like actually tussling. I know that Porsha, she tussles sometimes, but just only when she's, but I don't see like baby daddy drama. I don't see like, the love, the things that make Love and Hip Hop. I see the things that make Atlanta. We have Porsha leading the girls. We have, Cynthia coming back. We have Phaedra coming back, freaking frack. We have, Juice Adora coming back. And I'm excited to give them a chance. The new girls, I'm always, especially when it comes to Atlanta and Potomac and Married to Medicine. That's why Married to Medicine is so amazing, that they don't need to change too much. Yeah. But when new girls come to Potomac and Atlanta, I am very protective of them, especially when you are a new girl and you got Kenya kicked off this show. So it's like, okay, well, you better bring it.
So Candy recently spoke on, I think it was her Amazon Live, where she was saying they should have at least given Kenya a photo. And because you see Cynthia Bailey, who's a friend of the season, she got a promo photo. As you know, there were rumors that were since confirmed by Kenya that she had parted ways with Bravo, because of the incident that happened at her event that was filmed at the top of the season in regards to sharing a photo of Brittany Eady with something in her mouth that we can't talk about here. What were your thoughts, though, when you first heard about these rumors about Kenya and what she may have done at her event?
I believed it.
Oh,
I did too.
It's Kenya. It's Kenya. I love Kenya. That's the thing. That's what makes Kenya. Like, she'll be like, oh, your husband was cheating on you with someone. Let me bring you the cookie lady right here to your face. Oh, you didn't like this? Let me do it right here. And like, she will play in your face all day. But at the same time, I'm just like, who Kenya was, and you're on this new show and you're playing with the big leagues. Also, I don't think that it was right that she did that. I'm against revenge porn. But you have to understand that when you go on these shows, your skeletons are going to be brought out and put forth. So,
Aaron, what did you think?
I agree with the same thing. I was definitely not surprised by it. I was more so, well, maybe I was a bit surprised at how far it went. I think with her being kicked off the show and then all the rumors circulating and everything, I just didn't think that she would take it this far to the extent of losing her job, because I'm pretty sure she's aware that this would have been a no-no.
I mean, I think what happens with reality TV stars, so much of this behavior is celebrated. Like, yes, that was a moment. You produced a big moment, both by the fans and also by production and the network. And I think Kenya, because they had filmed at her event at the hair salon before and it wasn't shown, I think she was also desperate to have a moment that she's like, oh, they're definitely going to show this. So there was a lot of speculation that they weren't going to include Kenya in the season, that they weren't going to even show this. But based off the trailer, it looks like they are going to show this. However, we don't get a promo photo from Kenya for the season. And
I do feel like if they're going to use this footage, then Kenya needs a photo, period, because you're using her. It's, you may have had to let her go or y'all parted ways. If y'all parted ways, cool. but you're still using the footage. You're still using whatever she filmed up until that time. We see it even in the trailer. So why is she not included? It's either ice her out or don't. That's why I'm kind of confused, because you have Phaedra coming back, who was accused of, some unsavory things.
Mm-hmm. Illegal.
And we have Kenya on the way out for being accused of something just as unsavory. So you're sending mixed signals.
Yeah.
I also think that they might be trying to boost the ratings without necessary. It's like that they're playing in your face a little bit, because they're like, we're gonna boost these ratings and give people what they want to see, because they know a lot of people are talking about this. This was the hottest ticket in town when it happened. But instead of showing her cast photo, they're like, technically we can't celebrate it. It's one of those situations where they're like, we don't really want to put her in the front. We want to talk about it and get the ratings, but technically we're not affiliated with her and she's gone.
Which Kenya has said mixed things about that. She's basically said that she's in a good relationship with the network, that she still works with the network, that she would like to be at the reunion. For me, her not having a photo, not being involved in this, and I'm sure she probably won't be a part of the promo for this, says to me that she isn't in a good place with the network, despite what she said in interviews.
Yeah, Kenya, like she lies all the time. Like that's something that I love about her, is that she she would not, but she doesn't lie like Mia. She'll lie about something like, oh, I remember when this first happened, she went on live and she's like, I'll tell you guys what happened when 100,000 people log on. And I'm like, Kenya, I'm getting off this live because 100,000 people are not watching this. Okay. So she'll, just like Aaron said, like she plays in your face just like Bravo does. So it's just like with Nene. With Nene, she's like, I'd love to come back one day. And then the next day, she's like, I don't see that happening for me. So they're just such OGs that they know what the fans want. They know how to kind of hook us and be like, yes, come back, please talk with us. Like, we love you. You're a part of this legacy. And then when they don't really want the attention or they want to cause more headlines, then they'll deny it. So it just keeps their name in the press. But Kenya can do this all she wants right now, because the network is also teasing her. They've deleted complete scenes, people, like they edit around people. They obviously reshot a bunch of stuff. They shot for much longer. So they did not have to include Kenya in this promotion. They did not have to even hint towards it at all. We could have just known that this happened off camera, and they talked about it on camera. Just like when Phaedra comes, I doubt that we're really going to talk about the elephant in the room the way that we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. So we can do what we want with that.
Yeah. You're right. And look, it should be noted, I think a lot of people think that Kenya was filming for weeks and weeks and weeks, but this happened at the top of the season. I think they were on their third week of filming. So there was a lot of speculation on whether or not they were going to include it. But it also might be a sign as, do we have anything else that happens during the season that's worth talking about? But the return of Porsha Williams, Peach Juice Williams, was one of the biggest draws for the new season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. Aaron, how do you feel about Porsha Peach Juice Williams returning? Sometimes Gobadia.
I'm really excited for her return. I think she's actually going to bring a lot to the show, because we're seeing what's going on behind the scenes with Simon, possibly.
Yeah.
It seems like her and Shamia might have a conflict going on. Frick and Frack are also back. So it's like she is the center of Atlanta right now. So I'm really excited. And on top of that, she looks like money. Like, she looks like she's been taking her time.
Look at that.
Yeah. Y'all look at that.
Middle.
And I love that they put her in the middle too, because she is the moment.
Oh, excuse me. Kaya, how do you feel about Porsha Peach Juice Williams, sometimes Gobadia, returning?
Whatever you like. And that is exactly what I like. Like, she just knows how to give comedy, seriousness, family drama, even a little bit of, black, not just black excellence, but as much as we clown Porsha, you know that she comes from a prominent family of like, you know, that was there, you know, marching and all those things. Like, you know, but Porsha is so much more than just this person who's funny and thinks that there was 265 days in a year. Like she is smart. Like she has a family that is really important in civil rights history. She also can bring the drama, and then her family also don't mind getting their hands dirty. And that's what I like, a housewife that has, okay, if my significant other doesn't want me to tape, I have my family here, and that's just as interesting. I have my possible love life that's just as interesting. She can give us so many things, and it's Simon that's trying to like really bring her down and sue the network and just be this big bad Marvel villain character when it's like, go pay your taxes.
Oh,
Like, please, allegedly, before he tried to sue me.
Right.
Us. Everything on this is alleged. Okay. But we also get to see that it seems like her and Juiceador are really going at it. And I am excited to see what happens with that, because I do follow them on social media. And I have noticed, I'm like, why is Dennis so close to Miss Juiceador? And when did he start managing singers? And what's going on here?
I thought he sold hot dogs.
He's supposed to be the hot dog king. Well, reportedly, it looks as if Porsha, despite her blocking me, I saw on the comment section that she has answered a fan question in regards to when her divorce is going to be finalized, and she commented the 26th with a couple of emojis. So before Black History Month is over, we should have a finalization of her whatever that was with Simon Gobadia.
Hallelujah. What do you think really like happened with her and Simon? Like, what do you think was the catalyst to not just a divorce, but just all of this bitterness? Because it seems like locking people out of their house and suing and all this, he is just really hurt. So what do you think really went down when they decided to split?
I think Porsha finally figured out something. I don't think it was everything, because the streets had been talking. There were so many different stories about, as soon as we found out about their relationship, the tea on Simon spilled. Okay. So she knew this before she decided to walk down the aisle with him, but she still decided to do it. I think Porsha found out something that we probably don't even realize.
Yeah.
And that was the deal breaker for her. And that goes beyond him, him getting, his, immigration status and things like that. I think she found out something that she was just like, oh yeah, I can't deal with that. Because you remember when they announced that Porsha was going to be a part of season 16, she was in her kitchen in that $7 million home saying, who said that Porsha Williams was returning? Porsha she couldn't even say his name, Gobadia. I was like, girl, it's Gobadia. Come on, say your married name. Learn how to say your married name. Because the streets have been talking about him and his alleged scamming ways for a while. So I really feel like she found out something that we probably didn't even know. And that's why she decided to separate herself from him. Am I surprised that Simon is acting the way that he's acting on social media? Not at all. We saw how he treated his previous wife right before Porsha. I wasn't surprised that he was going to be acting this way still. And actually, I hate Porsha for that. She's forced this man on our lives.
I get it. Because it's just like every time we have something to talk about with Atlanta, he's just trying to slap them with something legal. And it's like, sir, give it up.
I said it. She should have stayed with Dennis.
You always
be making appearances this season. He's doing confessionals.
Right. And it looks like, I feel like they make such a great couple. So when everybody...
I hate it.
I will say that. Every time I say that, people are like, what? Yeah. But I feel like they make a good couple. I think they co-parent very well together. I think they have a great friendship together. And honestly, if he just stopped cheating on her a little bit, I think that would be okay. But at this point now, I also feel like Porsha is kind of okay with doing her own thing. And he's okay with doing his own thing. So it's like, why not?
Oh, it's like an open relationship.
Yeah, like an open relationship. It's 2025 now,
Oh. Noted.
This one, I said it not for me. But it's 2025 for them.
Yeah, for that, maybe that will work. Well, Porsha was just in, what was it, Nigeria with Pete, what was her name? Phaedra, possibly looking for a new man.
They love them Africans. And I'm just like, get you a good one this time, Porsha. Like, don't get you one that was bopping around Atlanta. Get you a true African. Go on young famous and African. See if they have any friends. But stay away from Two-Face, please.
Please and thank you. Oh, no, we don't want to see her end up with Two-Face. I mean, look, it looks like Two-Face got his own Atlanta peach with Fantana, but that's a whole other conversation.
Listen, Diamond, I can deal with because Diamond will be the first one to tell you I ain't shit. Yep. But Two-Face and what he did to Annie, and now he's getting remarried, that was insane. Like, while she is losing her mind actively, you're getting remarried. Guys, I'm sorry. I just went to Young, Famous, and African because
we talked about that here too.
I'm like, I don't remember this part.
Porsha and Phaedra have been in Africa. And I like seeing freaking Frack back. I just wonder how they are going to handle that. And that is what you brought up was very interesting because you're like, okay, that was only 3 weeks into filming. This is something that's going to be a part of the season. So maybe they don't have that many things to show us. But I'm still very hopeful because I still see some things that are going on. And also, we don't know what the new girls are going to bring us because we do have new girls, which I forgot to talk about because I don't really know them like that. But, I'm going to keep an open mind for what is that Britt, Edie, and...
We've got Kelly on the far right.
Okay.
And then we have, of course, Shamia. We know Shamia, but we don't really know Shamia as a housewife.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, what's her name again? Oh,
is it Angela?
Angela, yes, Angela.
Oh, it's Angela Oakley.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Phaedra's making a return this season. And apparently it's because she hightailed it out of Married to Medicine and did not show up for this week's reunion. You guys have been watching Married to Medicine. I'm enjoying Married to Medicine. I've always enjoyed Married to Medicine. I think it is one of those shows on Bravo that people don't talk enough about, but they're in their 11th season. They haven't really had a bad season. What did you feel about Phaedra from last season to this season and her addition to Married to Medicine?
The same thing.
Oh.
She's only going to give you so much. I think with this season, the difference is like now the first season they were on quad and they were getting on quad real bad, but now they're kind of off of quad and they're embracing her a little bit more. And I think they're building that sisterhood again, but it seems like they're isolating Phaedra out. And I don't know why, because I honestly, in my opinion, I don't feel like Phaedra did anything wrong, especially when she referred to them as those bitches, because they were trying her. Scene after scene after scene, telling her that, she's not attentive with the party planning. And keep in mind, this was Dr. Jackie's Meg Geller.
Mm-hmm.
And we know why she tried to promote that Meg Geller. We know why.
Well, Kim, can you tell us why, please?
I'll tell you if Aaron don't want to tell you because I feel like I can speak on it because I'm
Black. Go ahead. I definitely.
And I was definitely a part of the dragation, even though I do want to say I do think that Dr. Jackie is needed in the Black community. She's definitely an excellent gynecologist, considering that every star trusts her with their, lady parts and delivering their baby. So I don't want to take that away from her, obviously. But when she said those ignorant things on Heavenly's Live about Black women basically crying wolf a lot or being dramatic, I did not like that because I have sickle cell disease and I get treated terribly by doctors who do not believe that I am in pain when I am in extreme pain. I get treated like a drug addict all the time. And this is from white doctors, Black doctors, and in between. So to see someone who understands what that's like say something like that, and then you think that you're just going to go on the show and no one's going to say anything. No, you had the Met Gala because everyone was getting on your ass, telling stories about how you treated them, let's just say, and you want to bring your, Dr. Jackie status back up. So, but as for Phaedra, I think that that she, like Aaron said, like they're kind of on Phaedra, but I feel like they're fairly on Phaedra because on Married to Medicine, everyone has to clock in. And that's what makes Married to Medicine good. And Phaedra even did interviews last season. She's like, wow, we start recording on time. Wow, if I was with this group, maybe I would have still been in my marriage. Wow, it's so excellent. It's so fun and all this stuff. But they're like, okay, hold on, Phaedra. This was your first season. Now this is your second season. We have to get a little bit more. You're not showing us who you're really dating or if you're really dating anyone. Like you have this little boy that you're trying to present that, you know, that you're dating. Apollo, like, that's the only thing that you really have going that we can get to. So we're going to try you until you get pissed off.
But I do have a question.
Yes.
This is for both of you.
Yes.
Outside of Quad and her new man, what does anybody else have going on? Crickets. Nobody else has anything going on. Dr. Heavenly's storyline is Sweet Tea and Phaedra. You know, Dr. Simone's storyline is still being maybe upset with Quad and cleaning up her son's basement.
She's very weird for that.
And then that's about it. And then Sweet Tea, I'd say Sweet Tea and Quad are really the only ones who actively are showing up, and we're seeing parts of their lives. We're seeing the embarrassing moments. We haven't even seen that from Toya yet.
Well,
I haven't really gotten anything.
Toya had the whole baby shower for her Birkin. That's a storyline.
Oh.
I was so mad that week. I was like, are you serious right now?
That was a horrible event. That was so silly.
Like, no one believed that you were pregnant. So please, be for real.
So, but mind you, you play this trick on OBGYNs.
Like, and your friends that are OBGYNs, like, please. But I don't know. I kind of like seeing their family dynamic. I don't think that everything has to be so, like, dramatic and all that stuff. I like seeing that, like, this is called Married to Medicine at the end of the day. So if you're not married to medicine, then you have to really, like, step up. And then I also feel like these women have been there all these seasons. So when you're new, you can't come on there and kind of just sit back.
No.
So Phaedra is new.
That point I do understand. That point, because they feel like they paid their dues.
Right.
But I think the problem with Phaedra is that she feels like she's paid her dues because she was on Atlanta. But this is a different show. And I think that's what she had to understand.
Mm-hmm.
But respectfully, I kind of get her too, because she's like, well, I gave so much to Atlanta already.
I wasn't. Well, okay, can I ask you guys, were you surprised that Phaedra didn't show up to the reunion?
I was.
What?
Yeah, I was a little surprised too, because until we see the final few episodes, maybe it will make more sense as to why she didn't show up. But I was sort of like, and she was in New York. So I was sort of like, okay, were you thinking about showing up and you decided at the last minute not to show up? So I'm wondering what happens at the end of the season as to why she doesn't want to show up and show accountability. Because I didn't feel like you handle these women.
I did not expect her to come to Married to Medicine because she walked off of, I didn't expect her to come to the reunion because she walked off of the show.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that clearly did not end that well. She does not, she walked off of the show and on to another show. So I feel like she, usually when you don't come to a reunion, that's really like your stamp, like, we're not really messing with you. But since she walked off of Married to Medicine and on to Real Housewives of Atlanta, she's like, y'all needed me. So I have that over your head. I don't have to answer for my crimes at Married to Medicine.
But you see, I was very confused about that because I thought, with all that Heavenly has been saying about Phaedra, I for sure thought that Phaedra was going to come on this reunion with a black updo and heavy eyeshadow.
Oh.
Like, first season Phaedra and read the hell out of all of them. Like, I thought for sure that she was going to read Heavenly her rights and then maybe leave the reunion. Because that's what I really wanted.
Because both Quad and Heavenly have been talking a lot about Phaedra in the press. Phaedra really hasn't talked about them except posting the check that she wrote to Jackie's charity to prove that she did pay what she said she was going to pay. So I really thought she would have shown up and it would have been interesting. But on the other hand, am I disappointed that she won't be there? Not really, because she didn't add a lot to Married to Medicine last season or this season that we know of. But she did have a dramatic exit, and it would have been nice to hear her side of things.
Yeah, that's more so why I'm disappointed, because I definitely wanted to hear answers for that. I wanted to hear the behind the scenes tea about her trying to get Quad fired, which is why Quad's so like not really feeling her right now, because
That's
I
why
can tell
Quad is going on her. Like,
yeah. Well,
Aaron, you muted yourself.
Uh-oh. Aaron, why are you muted?
Did that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're better.
Okay. So in regards to Married to Medicine, the other big hot topic that's happening right now on social media is Sweet Tea versus the entire cast of Married to Medicine. She's been on her own YouTube channel recapping the show, spilling tea, and this week she threw Toya in there, saying that Toya wanted her to go at Quad. What is your feeling about Sweet Tea in general and what she's added to the show?
I think Aaron can speak for us both, because he is more into like the current events, and I'm more into like watching like just what's going on the show.
Okay.
With Sweet Tea, did you guys see that rap too? It was
Oh,
it was just, it's been bad. It's been really bad. And I think she has the worst takes. That's the thing. I think she has the worst takes, but it's like, I like her on the show. I'm okay with Sweet Tea on the show. I don't have a problem with her. I think she does have funny moments.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like that she adds that sense of realness, because this is like, she's not, I don't think they're, she's not from where they're from.
No.
That's a big difference. So you can tell that. And I like that she's so herself and she doesn't feel like she has to be someone else. But on these little YouTube shows that she's doing, it is just the worst. And I wish you would stop. Please stop.
Okay.
Enough.
Kaya, how do you feel about Sweet Tea on the show and what you've seen of her on the show?
I like on the show that she's trying to keep her composure and really not like I believe the rumor. Sorry, Toya, but I do believe that Toya might have tried to aim her at Quad, because while Toya and Quad are cool right now, I don't think that Toya is all the way, trying to she seems like the person that would try to aim T at Quad and kind of hide her hand and say, no, but I'm all good with Quad.
Mm-hmm.
On the show, I like how Sweet Tea is, because she's not really trying to go at Quad so much. She's not really trying to shade Quad too much. She's said a few things here and there, but I'm like, okay, that's natural. But her whole storyline is not just Quad. It's like, I have beef with all these ladies, apparently, except Tessa, and I am trying to, figure out everything. I'm also trying to have a baby by this man who I promised a baby. Like, his ex-wife is back. He's clearly obsessed with her. The problem is not Sweet Tea. The problem is Greg. Greg loves him some Quad. Okay. And loves talking about Quad and is obsessed with Quad. And now that she has a strong, fine black man beside her, literally, like, ready to, I don't know, do whatever, it literally gets under his skin, because why was he so angry to the point where he's like, Sweet Tea, be quiet, like, be quiet, be quiet. And then she was quiet and he was still mad, so mad that he had to walk it off. He wasn't walking off his anger towards Tea. He was walking off his anger towards Quad having a man that is more man than he has ever been.
Wow. Aaron, how do you feel about that, Sweet Tea and what she's bringing this season and what Kaya just said and ripped Dr. Gregory apart?
I do agree. I think Dr. G is a big part of Sweet Tea's downfall, because I do think that Sweet Tea wants to just mind her business and kind of coexist with the other ladies, but then he puts her in these uncomfortable situations. Like, number one, I don't think they should have went on that trip, because it's awkward, and because they're doing activities where they're talking about their previous situations. And if you know that's going to happen, and the person that you were just dating is literally sitting behind you, that will present a problem, because you're talking about them in a negative way. When she was boosting and talking about the new guy that she was with, it was kind of like she was also throwing shade to Dr. G. So I think it's only it's normal to feel like how he felt because this is information that he's not supposed to hear anyway. This seems like girl talk that she's supposed to talk with, amongst her friends and people that support her, not him like directly behind her. He's gonna hear that. And I also think that Quad was a little drunk.
A little?
And I think she knew what she was doing. And then it's like you're kind of egging Sweet Tea on, because I think Sweet Tea was trying to play fair with her, and I don't think she had any ill intent towards Quad. But then it's like you're like, okay, well, I'll plan your baby shower, this and that. Like and you're making it seem like you didn't want a baby with him, and now you want a baby now. So it's like she did play a part in it.
Yeah.
Now he have reacted that way? Absolutely not, because that made him look crazy.
Very.
And I feel like you see, not in, the last episode, but there have been a couple of episodes where you feel as if Quad is egging on the situation with King. Like, are you going to say something to my ex when you see him today? He's like, why would I say something to your ex? So
right.
I feel like been little by little egging it on. As we've seen in the mid-season trailer, as we've seen for the trailer for this week's episode, we see that there is going to be, or maybe, I don't want to say there's a physical interaction, because all we see is King running for Dr. Gregory and Dr. Gregory, tap dancing all the way, away from him. How do you guys feel about what happens? And apparently, according to Dr. Heavenly, charges were filed from Dr. Gregory against King. How do you feel?
I'm not surprised. I'll say that. I'm not surprised because I know if they did fight, we know who would come out on top. So I'll say that. We know who would come out on top.
Dr. Gregory? You think he got those hands?
Let's be for real. No, absolutely not.
This has become a comedy podcast.
But I do think that, this is it's kind of both their fault, because Quad was egging him on, and he was falling for the bait. And he also let his anger get the best of him. And I do feel like if Quad is over this situation, and if she's trying to move forward with this new guy with King, I think that's where her focus needs to be. And I think she has to stop the pettiness and stop involving him in drama that doesn't involve him. He should not be saying anything to Dr. G. That's weird. Like, why?
Yeah. Kaya, how do you feel about this upcoming fight?
I feel like it's surprised that Dr. G filed charges because he's a damn bitch. I understand that he's a doctor. I'm sorry, y'all. Just give me one. Give me one. Like, I've been good so far. He's a doctor, but he acts like, you know what? And he's had this problem since last season. He would make digs toward Quad when she was single, and now this season he's still worried about Quad. We've seen this. It's not even Sweet Tea. But to be fair, while we were talking about that situation with Quad and Sweet Tea and Gregory, it was Toya that was kind of like, oh, look at Dr. G. Like, now that's why I feel like Toya definitely kind of tried to aim her at Quad, and you were seeing this play out. But the charges filed, it's definitely a Dr. G thing. I believe it fully. And I know that King, if they did get to fight, whoop that behind.
Yeah.
I don't doubt they actually got to fight, but
a little tussle.
Well, Quad was in the middle like, no. And it's so funny because it's like, you want this, live in it. Like, you want it.
You've been egging this on.
Just sit back and let them fight. Let her go.
Get her.
No. But she has to play damsel in distress, so.
They need to bring Mariah back. That's my last request.
Oh, okay. Why? Why should they bring back? Because that's one thing we always hear from the fans. They want Mariah Huck back. They want Mariah Huck back.
Well, me personally, I just feel like with Phaedra being gone and Contessa not necessarily working out, they need to bring somebody else on. And who better than Mariah and Lisa Nicole?
Well, Lisa Nicole made a little appearance a couple seasons back. That didn't necessarily...
Yeah, that didn't necessarily go well. But I think
COVID test back.
I do miss that I think Lisa Nicole was one of the first ladies to really go and show the world her marriage. Like, as far as like, I'm married to medicine.
Yeah.
I'll even say that she was like one of the first ones to be openly jealous, openly insecure, open about being cheated on, open about healing from it. So it's like that. There's a lot of elements from her marriage and just her scenes back in the day that I would like back on Married to Medicine, because I feel like we don't. I mean, we have it, but is it really genuine?
And they're still married, Dr. Lisa Nicole and her.
They are.
They're still married.
So she knows a little something about something.
Kai, how do you feel about Lisa Nicole possibly coming back? You want your COVID test back? What?
I just need to know the follow-up, because that was on the news and everything. Like, that was very serious. She was playing in the people's face. I'd be so pissed off. I just think that the Nile is a river in Egypt. But I would love to see that couple back because they made a great Married to Medicine storyline. And I want them to be full-time, so she has to really fight for that spot and get that camera time and address some of the things that happen. If Lisa comes back, I would rather have Mariah Hook come back, because I feel like since Phaedra is leaving, we really need like a lady of the manor type vibe. And Mariah just very much gives, she's married to a doctor, but she can still get down, but she would rather not. So I love Mariah back too.
So a lot of people will say the reason why Mariah's not back is because she sued the network. Apparently there was a settlement, but Nene also allegedly, not allegedly, I don't think I have to say at this particular point, she sued the network. They went into mediation. Apparently the mediation is over. She's now working with NBC Universal through the E! Network. She just did, what was the Grammys after show or something like that, or she will be doing something with them again. So if Nene could return, I think that Mariah could definitely return to Married to Medicine. But one thing we did not talk about was Nene's possible return. How do you guys feel about a possible Nene return? Of course, it won't be this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, but she's working with NBC Universal, so obviously things are in a decent place for them to be working together.
Nene can always come back.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I agree.
Spit sunflower seeds or not, like, she can come back.
Period.
Like, she's deserved it. I want to see her. I want to see what's going on. I want to see her extravagance. I want to see her. Well, I don't want to see, like, I watch Love and Hip Hop and I'm proud of it because it's a staple of mine. Like, it just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see Sierra Gates on Real Housewives of Atlanta. No. I would like her to stay on because Nene has a podcast with her, and I'm like,
no, I don't know why, and I don't get it. I don't understand that at all.
I want Nene to come back as Nene. I really want her to talk about all the things that she's dealt with since losing, rest in peace, her husband, her vulnerability, having her son go through all these like surgeries and having to do this alone. Like, I just really feel bad for her. And that's not why I want her back. I want her back because at the end of the day, that is Nene Leakes. This Real Housewives of Atlanta is the house that Nene Leakes built. It will always be that way. She will always be interesting. She knows what the fans want. Even when she's tired of us or whatever, and she starts acting a fool, she can still give us something to look forward to. And we've been missing her for so long. She needs to just come on back. But if I could make a suggestion, in addition to Nene, I would like, and I know that people keep saying no, I would like Miss Melody Cherie from Love and Marriage Huntsville to come, and I know Carlos King will cuss me out, but I would like her to come to Real Housewives of Atlanta or Potomac. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh, okay. Aaron, how do you feel about Nene and in current status? And then how do you feel about what Kaya just said about Melody Cherie coming to Real Housewives of Atlanta or Potomac? She doesn't care which one.
With Nene, yes, I would love to see her back. I actually want her to start off on a girls trip first because I feel like that would be really good. As a matter of fact, throw Mariah Huck in there too, since they're both kind of in that same position.
That's how
Bravo called me. Because I have a plan. I actually, Peacock or Bravo called me because I have a plan. But as far as Melody, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Because me and my mom were having that conversation too. And we're kind of over Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Right, but that's my whole case.
And I don't know.
We're not going to bring Martell over there. I know that's the father of her children. I know that he dated Sheree. We're not bringing that to this. She's going to be in Atlanta full time or DC full time.
But Huntsville follows her. That is the
kids.
thing.
She can leave them kids at home. Like, this is the thing. This is a fresh start.
Well, she would have to show her life.
Fresh start.
I don't know if she can legally right now even show her kids, because I know she can't do that on Huntsville. So that's going to be another conundrum for Bravo and Universal, the NBC Universal, to have to deal with. So I don't know the likelihood of that until this whole legal situation.
Okay, likelihood aside, what do you think about Melody possibly joining Bravo?
I don't like the rehashing of reality TV stars when there's so many fresh people that we don't know, that you can give Melody something else, maybe separate from Real Housewives of Atlanta, because it also would feel forced because she's not in Atlanta. She's not really mixing and mingling with these women on a daily basis. She's not besties with any of them. So I feel like it would be forced, and that's so much of what reality television is right now. It's so forced with like, oh, we're gonna throw someone in, like what they did with Phaedra on Married to Medicine. I don't want to do that. We're not dumb as an audience. We watch things and we're like, this feels boring or fake. It's because it is, and it's pre-produced and it's forced. So I don't want to do that to Melody. I'd much rather her do something that feels natural with her friends and things like that.
That's fair.
I think a home renovation show would be good for her. Like, those reality stars that have to head over to HGTV in order to heal, and then they come back.
They cross their arms, and
I love a good
yeah.
Yes. Exactly. I do love a good HD. Look, she's in that world, so why not? That would be perfect for her.
Or even if she doesn't even have to leave OWN. OWN has their own, versions of different shows. Yeah. Like, I like that one. Was it Loveless Atlanta? Something like that. It was kind of like their own Selling Sunset. I really like that. And she's into building stuff and stuff like that. So that's a good idea.
She's into building stuff. Guys, first of all, before we jump into Real Housewives of Potomac, let everyone know where they can find you, what you have coming up.
You can find us at Bravo Wild Black on all social media, because Bravo Weird Black is the podcast. So if you want to listen to us, go to Bravo Weird Black on podcast. If you want to follow us, go to at Bravo Wild Black on social media. Please head to our Patreon for some extra episodes. This month we're having all Black people on. Just like Kempire, we are celebrating Black content creators. Patreon.com/Bravo Wild Black. Really appreciate if you sign up for that. And just be active on our social medias. Like, if you see us post something or post a question or post a meme, go ahead. Like, let us know what you're thinking, because that's what we really want to get into. Like, what do other people think about these shows? So thank you so much.
Yeah, most definitely. And we will be posting all of that information in the description of the video and the podcast version of this episode. Okay, so I've left the best for last. Real Housewives of Potomac. Karen Huger had a DUI ahead of this season. Karen Huger has since gone into rehab. Karen Huger was a no-show. If you can see the video of this guy, show yourself. Come on. There's a lot that's been playing out. So before we get to the Karen Huger of it all, let's talk about the season of Potomac. How are you both feeling about the season of Potomac? The reunion is airing this week, the 3-part reunion. How did we feel about this season? Oh, Chris.
Not you being quiet. You're not going to make me the villain here. I hated it.
Oh.
I'm going to be honest. I hated it. God. I absolutely hated this season. It was so hard to watch. But I will say, I know that sounds really bad and like I'm just going to crap on it. But there were good elements. Like, I liked Stacey. That's the best addition that's the best casting choice that they made thus far. But as far as Mia, she has to go. She has got to go. This is not Love and Hip Hop. Yeah, her in the middle. Get her. Get her. She has to go. go over to Loving Him? Because I did hear that. What is his name? Ink is going to be on Loving Hip Hop, possibly, or another
That's what
show?
they said. They said that he didn't like me. Well, okay, they didn't say that he didn't like being on TV. They said he didn't like that platform. I didn't hear about this Loving
They
Hip
said it
Hop.
wasn't good for his brand.
It's his brand. Whatever.
Oh, okay. Because I did hear he was going to be on something, but like wherever he's going to be, she can follow him over there. Because I don't want this to continue on this way. It's so painful.
It's painful.
It is. It's like it's hard to watch because I'm like, we are in the gutter. Like when I seen the Airbnb and just the vibes that her and Jacqueline have, it just felt like one of those old like BET movies that they come out with about the threesomes, and then like the girl's best friend ends up sleeping with her man, and then they end up like something happens. I just get those weird vibes with Mia and Jacqueline, like in every situation. Even with these new guys that they're with. I'm like, have y'all all done something together?
It looks like, based off of, you can never tell where the truth is in between Jacqueline and Mia.
Yeah.
It seems as if there was something that happened between all of them at some particular point. I don't know.
It's
and
a
then
certain
also
energy.
when you get into it, it just starts like the more you think about it, the more uncomfortable you get because the more they reveal, it's like, how old were you when this was happening? Was this okay?
Yeah.
You talk.
I don't know. I don't want to know. That's just how I feel.
I'm Mario.
Take me out of the chat.
Kaya,
and I feel bad for the kids too.
Yeah. Kaya, how did you feel about the season? Since you put it on Aaron, how did you feel?
I thought like the beginning of it was good. For me personally, I thought they were off to a rousing start. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
great. I see Mia is really bringing it this season, but she didn't bring it in the way that I thought she was going to. Like where we started and then where we ended was just terrible. And then, okay, the beginning, like I see the first 4 or 5 episodes. I'm like, okay, I like this. We took a turn. Maybe it was the first trip. And then just the Karen of it all, like, because I thought that she was at least going to go the Shannon Bedore route. And, you know, even if she couldn't be apologetic, she wouldn't be making all these jokes and talking about how she's not sober. She just really gave me her butt to kiss this season. And I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. But I will say the finale was probably the funniest thing that I watched on Bravo in a while. Because why would y'all put that smoke machine on and scare them dogs the way that she did? What is TJ doing? Like, why is Stacey's wig like, I don't know, Beetlejuice? Like, I don't know. It was just crazy. The season finale was great. But yeah, I really don't know where we go from here, but not all is lost. I think that Karen needs to come back. I know that is just something that's being discussed. Karen needs to come back. Giselle needs to come back. Ashley needs to come back. Stacey is the best thing since sliced bread for Potomac. I agree with Aaron on that. Yeah. I feel like there's something to salvage and something to save, especially if you guys could get through those last few seasons of Real Housewives of New York, the original one, and you can get through the new seasons of Real Housewives of New York. Potomac will run circles around those girls on their worst day. So let's not count Potomac out. We just need to recalibrate, get the right people on there, and then action.
So we're grading on a curve. because of New York. Understandable. The newbies of Real Housewives of Potomac, you both have mentioned Stacey, but you didn't mention Kiarna. Is there a reason?
There's not really a reason. I like Kiarna too. I want to make that clear. I do like Kiarna. But this
beautiful gowns.
This season was just
I thought she was gonna bring so much more.
It wasn't her season.
And I think that it's been past February. Like she gave her ultimatum that she told Greg that he had to propose by a certain date. It's past that ultimatum. I think that they might still be together.
He's at the reunion.
Of course they are.
Yeah. So I just don't lie to me like that.
But
you're not going nowhere.
Based off the finale, it said that she moved out of the house that they built together.
Oh.
Exactly. They did say that. So I'm just kind of confused, but that's something that will.
But he's at the reunion, so I'm assuming
that got me off guard. I'm like, oh,
you didn't watch the finale, Aaron?
No, you know when they put up, like, a lot of people don't pay attention to like where they've been.
No, he didn't watch the full thing.
You didn't watch the finale?
No, he didn't. He muted himself.
Oh, out of the
thank you, because my computer meets me at the right times.
Oh,
I was not interested in seeing that finale. I'll be honest.
It was funny. You need to go back and watch it.
Okay,
see it through.
I will.
It was a better part of the season. I get why, because you are speaking for a lot of people that have been saying the season started off decent, but then it lost its wind.
Yeah. And that's what I want to say. I definitely agree with Kaya with that. Like the first few episodes, I'm like, okay, Potomac seems to be back. Like this is good. But I think after that episode where Mia and Jacqueline went to their Airbnb, like ever since that episode, like I don't know, it was something about it that just made me feel weird. And I was like, I don't want to be here anymore.
What do you think of Potomac, but especially Mia and her storyline?
I think Mia's storyline has been dangerous, from the paternity situation, from using Gordon's mental health as her storyline or as an excuse for her bad behavior or her lies. For me, she's dangerous, and she's been dangerous. She's given us hints of danger over the last couple of seasons, but it's definitely reached its peak. And no matter how many times she wants to shift the truth, it always comes back to, Mia, you lied. But I also don't think the way that these women in the OGs, we saw them working. We literally saw them producing themselves in coming after Mia. And I don't want to defend Mia, but at the same time, I'm like, Karen Huger coming after someone not taking accountability and lying, girl, sit down, because that did not age well for Karen Huger. Let's talk about Karen, because y'all don't stop turning this on me. Y'all are my guests.
That's Kaya.
Okay.
Let's talk about Karen Huger. Okay.
Oh my God.
Right.
Let's talk about Karen Huger and the DUI. I'm pretty sure that you both watched the DUI arrest body cam footage. Okay? Miss Wilson? We want to know your thoughts.
Why do I have to go first? Oh, man.
Yeah, I'll give the floor to Kaya. How did you feel about that?
You know.
And why did you correct me? I was saying your name wrong.
No, it is Kaya or Kaya.
Oh, okay. Just making sure, because I like.
Because I go by both because I like attention and I like to have a mysterious air about it.
It's an honesty.
Black History Month, and I'm here with my people. I go by both because I like attention, so it's Kaya or Kaya.
Okay.
And Karen, I still, do I want to go down fighting? Yeah, it's Black History Month. Yes. At the end of the day, Karen may have slammed into that tree, but Mia was still lying. And Mia is the real problem here because she took everyone's attention and time and put it on her. Okay. So while I agree that Karen needed to take a lot more responsibility because she knew what happened that night and Ray knew what happened that night, at the same time, I don't think she thought we would ever see that footage and really what she did.
Yeah.
Shame on her for what she did. Shame on her for invoking Thomas Jefferson's concubine. Shame on her for everything that she did. Okay. She needs to do her whatever her consequences may be, but she doesn't deserve to be kicked off the show. I don't think that she deserves to be kicked off the show at all.
Yeah.
Was it Thomas Jefferson though?
Was it?
Did you guys see George Lopez on? I know this is off topic.
Fine.
On the Jennifer Hudson
show?
No.
Okay, well, you have to see that. But he kind of looks like Albert Einstein a bit.
Oh, I saw the spirit tunnel walk for him.
Yes.
Did see what he looked like.
Exactly. Was that the guy that Karen was referring to? I just feel like it's close enough. And maybe she just confused people.
Oh, damn.
That's kind of how I feel. It was very disappointing to see, though, especially with how she downplayed it. I just thought it wasn't really going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was going to be a situation kind of like Shannon, where she just plays it off and she's like, "What car?"
Yeah, like Sharon got out of the car and walked her dog and said that was her.
Yeah, and she was like, "Why are you guys here?" I'm just minding my business. Like,
that is not my car.
Yeah, but Karen on the other end, she's owning it. She's like, this is what's going on. And then it's like she's talking about Thomas Jefferson, and then she's calling people poor
and white.
And it's very disappointing, but I am happy that she, a highlight, checked herself into rehab.
Right.
That was a really good move.
And you guys think that it was just to skip the reunion, but I need people to understand, while that may be true, she's facing real time. So you want to show the judges, the court, everyone involved, hey, I'm getting help. This is far beyond Real Housewives of Potomac. This is real life. She don't want to be in there with Miss Jen Shaw and everyone else that went to jail.
Well, this seems like Jen's having a great time in there.
Right? That is
they're having sleepovers and shit.
Karen is 63 years old. She's not trying to direct the play like Jen Shaw is and go to yoga.
You have to keep in mind that Jen Shaw's a federal prison. Karen would be going to county jail.
Okay. Ooh, that's actually a little bit worse, because jail, they don't really give you as many amenities as kids.
She's really going to call that cheat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's facing up to 2 years in jail.
Do you think she's going to get jail time?
I think she might get jail time. Because you have to keep in mind, word on the street, this is not her first, not her second, not her third, possibly her fourth.
Her fourth DUI? I thought it was... Wait a minute.
No.
I know I haven't been watching Potomac, but her fourth DUI?
Yeah, according to multiple reports, they're saying that it wasn't her second, because that was the word on the street, and that was bad enough. Allegedly.
Yeah, second, I'm like, go to therapy. Go.
Yeah.
But fourth? Go to jail.
And again, we have to keep in mind, when it comes to sentencing, will that information be admissible in court? I'm not sure. But we shall see. I definitely think she's going to get something. Maybe.
If it's her fourth, she got to get something. As much as I love her, like, you need to learn your lesson, man. Like, that's clearly not working for you.
I just start driving. Yeah. Do not give her a car. Don't give her access to a car. Take the keys away. But it's too late.
But do you think that someone was in the car, like they said?
There was a rumor about that, and I believe that's brought up at the reunion, that there might have been another man. Maybe Blue Eyes was in the car with her.
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson. I mean, when you look back at the footage, some of what she's saying, although very inebriated, you're like, wait, did she just say that the driver is security that you hired from me? I felt bad for Ray Huger. Poor man at his big age, out at whatever time of night this is. His wife is drunk, and he's trying to protect her and answer to the police. I felt for Ray Huger.
This is all a dream to him.
Yeah.
A dream.
It reminds me of when Luann de Lesseps was kicking and screaming in the back of her police car. Remember that, y'all? That was crazy.
Took her hands out of her handcuffs. I was like, how'd she do that?
Wasn't that the one that Bethany got her the...
Yep. Bethany was supposed to get her a house, and she never paid for it, apparently. I like what?
Yeah. Did you guys see the promo for Love Hotel featuring Giselle, Shannon Beador, Countess Luann, and Ashley Darby?
I am so ready for it. I obviously feel like none of them are dating the people that are from the show, but it's something to watch, like something new, a new concept. I don't know. I'm just
Shannon Beador might surprise us.
You think Shannon Beador picked a black man?
Well, here's the thing. Shannon Beador got in trouble because, the host of the show blasted her on social media for her damning behavior behind the scenes, which I've heard is,
What did she do behind the scenes?
Apparently she was a miserable person and treating everyone badly, allegedly.
I'm so tired of all these. Like, it's only so much that we can do. It's only so much. I'm so tired. I can't do this anymore.
And that's something that about Shannon. I've heard that.
I love Shannon.
I always think Shannon's like my grandmother. I'm like, she's such a sweet. She seems sweet, but I've heard multiple people allege.
But it's also like she's fed up. You know,
fed up.
She went through a lot last year. She's fed up, and she's not taking it. I think people also feel like they can try Shannon. So whenever she like snaps or like, rebuttals,
books back.
Books up. Everybody's like, oh, she's horrible. She's nasty.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. I think that she is horrible because I've heard multiple things about her, especially at the concert like that she went to with her daughters, and I heard allegedly her daughters are just like her. So that's just some off.
Well, they lied actually. Are you talking about that?
Aaron is a Shannon Bedore apologizing. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, did you say are you talking about the speakeasy that embraced Alexis Bellino?
Oh no, I'm talking about a concert that they attended.
No comment. No further comment.
Thank you, Representative.
Hilarious. Okay. I don't know how we ended up there, but fine. Speaking of Real Housewives of Potomac, though, I did want to ask you guys, because I did get a chance when I did the Kempire After Dark show in DC. Stacey surprised everyone, and we brought her on stage and we asked her questions. Lovely woman. I really, really enjoyed meeting her, and I've enjoyed her this season. I've called her the Palo Santo of Potomac. They needed it. But I also spilled some tea a couple of weeks ago that at the reunion, what we see in the trailer as to what TJ says is in regards to why he's not there at the reunion was allegedly that Stacey had missed 2 payments in order for him to be there. So apparently the word on the street is that you paid TJ to be on the show.
I'm so sick of this narrative. If she did, shame on her, because we saw how this went for Kenya. And I've been calling her this whole time. I'm like, Kenya's the evil version of Stacey. But look, they're acting the same. And it would make so much sense if this is the truth, because that man is not interested in her. At least her. That's all I'm going to say. He is not interested in her. So it would make sense if that is true.
She could have got somebody else too. If you are going to pay.
Yeah.
You could get more than that.
I know a couple.
Because they're not doing nothing. You can get more than
nice. Someone that was nice to you. He wasn't even very nice to her. I think she chose him because she knew him from QVC.
Yeah.
And he happened to also be an actor. Yeah. She could have gotten a lot more for her money. I wonder how much she paid him.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, like a lot more for her money. Wow. She would have had something to talk about. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Giselle. So Giselle has had sort of like a refresh this season. A lot of people are loving Giselle this season. How are you both feeling about Giselle this season?
I like her a lot more. I think that she needed to get Robin out of her way. And we needed to see how she would fare with the other ladies. Obviously, her relationship with Wendy improved to a point where it seems like, they could actually have something there. Her and Ashley have G&A. I'm liking Giselle, though. The most endearing moments are when she's with her daughters and they tell the truth about her. And, it's fun. She was also trying to save the show and produce and, do her things. The only way that she rubbed me wrong was when she let Mia get away with saying that stuff about her children when she popped off on Wendy and Candace about it. And everyone's like, oh, Giselle doesn't act like that. Doesn't make any sense for her to get bugged. But she wasn't close to Mia like that. So she could have been her friend, but she's like a show friend. Yeah. So when a show friend, especially a show friend, talks about your daughters on national TV and you don't have that energy and you bring it up 2 years later and it's still not the energy that we're looking for, I don't know. That was just weird of her. Yeah. But she's more likable this season to me.
Aaron, how did you feel about Giselle's makeover this season?
I'm glad you said that. That's a great word. She's pretty. Giselle has always been very pretty.
Yeah.
But she's now dressing better. Like, she actually dresses like she got some sense. But as far as her behavior this season, I will say it was a lot better, and I do see why people find her more likable. Personally, I don't buy it because I've already been here a few times with her. And I think right now she played it smart. Like, she definitely played it smart. This is the Karen takedown season. This is the Mia showing her ass. It's like all this negative spotlight is on everybody else. So it's like your chance to come to the screen and make amends with Wendy, which is something that she did. But it just doesn't feel natural. I feel like it happened too fast too. That conversation that they had, like, why did that happen so soon?
I feel like this was the network and production. They, along with Giselle, they wanted to, again, make over her personality, her dress. This was supposed to be her comeback season.
PR
fans, yeah, public relations in regards to who people have said Giselle is. For me, it's going to be action, and it's going to be long term in seeing that. I will say, though, you haven't seen this in the finale. I'm going to give you a spoiler. Sorry, you should have watched it though.
It was good.
I was like, because they went to Vivian's, because it was a whole fashion show, so they went to Vivian's fashion house store in order to pick out fashion. She ends up not walking in the fashion show. However, there was a dress that Dr. Wendy wanted to wear, but Stacey's like, no one could look better than me at the fashion show. Giselle goes back to Vivian's store, buys the dress, and wears it to the fashion show, only for us to find out later that Giselle not only wore it during the season finale, she gave it to Dr. Wendy after.
I love that. Like,
Eric's not impressed. Okay,
sir, but
she's laying it on thick. She's laying it on thick. She's so sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Damn. Wow. All right. Before I let you guys go, I had mentioned, because I know you guys talk a lot of different, topics on your podcast, but you also cover a lot of different Bravo shows. And one of the shows that you meant that I love on Bravo that you mentioned you don't watch is Below Deck. Kaya, why don't you watch Below Deck?
It makes me claustrophobic. Like, they are on a boat the whole time. And don't let me get into Below Deck Mediterranean where they're on a smaller boat. Like, what? The whole show is on a boat, and when they go off of the boat, they're doing excursions, but they're either in the middle of the ocean, which is scary, on a deserted island, which is scarier. Then they go and then they argue and get drunk in Greece or something. Then they get back on the boat, and like they have to be in those little barracks or whatever it's called on the boat as the staff, and they just do it again for another, people that are coming on there. I can't do it.
You know what I always wonder? Why don't they do Carnival Cruise Line Below Deck? So we have
you want Ratchet Below Deck. That's what you want.
So we have room to scrap if needed. Like, if they really want to buck up in there, we have room for that.
Great idea, actually. Give that to Lemuel though.
Because they have the nice suites with the separate living room area. So you have room for all of that. They have the dining halls. They have so many places where you could cut up. But on those small ass boats that they have, it's not that much
liability. I think that's part of it. Because I've always thought, I was like, why haven't they done a bigger ship? Because there's so much drama that happens on these cruises. But I think part of it, they can control everything on these yachts that they have. But I really think that you guys should give Below Deck a chance. It's one of my favorite shows on Bravo.
I did with...
It was Mediterranean, right? Where they sent us that robe. They had sent us a promo package, and I'm like, oh, this is nice with our name.
It's the one, it was that one, and then it was the one when we were on the Below Deck podcast around that time. I did watch a few episodes after that, and I'm like, this is pretty good, but I can't remember any of their names or what it was about.
Watch the early seasons with Kate Chastain, the original Below Deck. I think you enjoy it.
Traitors.
Yes. Can we talk about Traitors?
Absolutely.
Are you both watching season 3?
I am. I don't know about you.
Aaron. Why?
Okay,
they
so I
sent all the
seen
housewives home too early. That's why.
right. I think that's what it was. I seen the first episode and I was just like, it's the cast too, because last season was so exciting. I think because we had so many power players, but then on this season it's like Dolores, Robin Dixon,
regular Robin.
You know? It's not that exciting. It's like, okay, Tom Zonderval, you know.
I love how you said his last name, Sunderval. Okay. Well, I will say, because I agree with you, I felt like they got rid of the funny and the entertainment way too soon, from Bob the Drag Queen to Dorinda. I know in that first scene with Dorinda getting activated, I was like, oh, she's starting. And then they got rid of her. And I was like, oh, God. And then Chanel Ion was actually really surprisingly funny, too, a part of it. But I will say it's still keeping my attention. I'm not much into the gamers. I don't know a lot about them. But I do like when they have regular people. That's what they did the first season. It was like a mix of reality TV stars and regular people. I wish they would get back to that, because to me, it makes the game a little bit more challenging, because even for us, we're like, we don't know these people. We don't know if they're going to be good at this game. But that's me. Kaya, what did you think of the season since Aaron is like, no, I'm not watching?
I understand why he's not watching it, because I'm watching it out of like obligation of, to stick with the Bravo people that they had. And spoiler alert, if you have not watched the last episode, they sent Sierra home too. So I'm just like, okay, well, let's just send all the Black people in.
She lasted a while.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, she's a Capricorn though.
So. Is Robin gone?
Robin, yeah, baby.
Robin probably volunteered to go home.
She was actually interesting. That's what I want to say. I was like, oh, Robin could actually, like, even though she was off with her guesses, she was good on the show. I liked seeing Robin on there. I did not like the fact that they sent the housewives home early, even though I got over that. Then Bob got banished, but you can't lie on God like that. So that's why he got banished.
Ooh.
I just feel like it's just too many people who are really into gaming. Like, these are people who are from Survivor, The Challenge, Big Brother. This is what they do all day. It feels like there's a bait and switch. Like, Chriselle's gone home now.
She could have gone, though. She's boring. Can they send Sam next?
Sam, yes. It's just all the people that are not on those shows like that. That's who we're watching for. So it felt like a bait and switch. Like, yes, we had Phaedra and like all these people last time. And this time, we're going to give you Dolores, and we're going to give you Ayan, and we're going to give you all these Bravo people. And now we're stuck with Tom Sandoval.
Tom is still there?
He's not only is he still there.
Has he already been on Traitors?
No.
No, that was
in real life.
Oh, okay.
Kyle Cook on like season 1. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
But yeah, I'm just watching out of obligability because I started it. It's kind of like when you watch Love is Blind and you're like, this has been a lukewarm season, but I already am invested, so I'm just going to go back and forth. Yeah. But it was really funny on the last episode when they had to do the Mockingbird challenge, basically, and you had to sing back songs. And unfortunately, Tom was like the best one at it. But then once you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe this is Tom Sandoval's redemption storyline. He goes and he says, women are better at cheating. And it's like, yes.
They all were like, what did you just say?
We hate him. This is coming from the biggest him. I want everyone to remember that we still hate Tom Sandoval.
Right there. Look, I'm loving the new season of Traitors. It's one of my favorite shows to watch. I do hate the fact that they got rid of some of the entertainment way too soon. But again, it's a game. So and we always talk about pre-producing. We don't want them to involve themselves, production involves themselves in something that's naturally happening. But yeah, I mean, we're stuck with Black Dolores. Okay, fine.
But I feel like as a gamer, that's why it was. I love Bob the Drag Queen because I followed Drag Race and Bob after that. But it was just dumb to do all that because these people are not a threat.
Yeah.
So even if they did get to the end together, Ayan even Dolores, they're not figuring that out. Robin certainly was going to figure that out. So it was just like,
yeah,
it's not.
You're right. Like, why are you getting? What was the point of getting rid of them? I think they were thinking from season 2 because of Phaedra, but still,
and it's just. I'm still watching it though, and I will say the last episode was really, really good. Like I'm just that kind of person. But Traitors before learn from this.
I have to ask you because I don't watch any of these other shows on Bravo. Southern Hospitality, Summer House. What's the other one? Southern Charm. Just give me your quick hot takes because I know there are people that follow you that are going to want to hear your thoughts, and then you can school me because watching Sierra on Traitors, it did not make me want to watch Summer House. I think she's gorgeous, but it did not make me want to go watch Summer House. But I did defend her when West tried to play her.
Right.
And that's important. You did your...
Just the respectability politics, okay? Southern Charm, I don't want y'all to go watch that because we don't like Craig. We don't like the men who... Listen, I'm just watching that because I've been watching it for a while, so I don't want you to go watch that. But Summer House, it's a fun show. It's if you are into the Craig and Paige drama, they're going to bring that to it. If you want to see how Sierra is in her natural element, she's pretty much the same on Summer House. She's like no bullshit. She's just there, and she had a tryst with one of the guys in the house, which is funny because his name is also West. And we have to see how they are. And it's only one episode out for this season, so you can just jump right into it. We have to see how they are going to deal with each other and being in the same house for every weekend for a summer. She's also possibly going to be a love interest for West's friend. His name is Jesse Solomon, who's very popular. His name is, I just told you his name, but he's very popular on there. He's very handsome, but he is an F-boy. So it's like a youthful, fun show to watch compared to like Housewives. Now, with Southern Hospitality, if you were not on the Vanderpump Rules train when it was first around those first few seasons, and you only got on the Vanderpump Rules train due to Scandival, you need to jump into Southern Hospitality because that is the new Vanderpump Rules. When Vanderpump Rules was about all these people who worked at SUR or at Pump or wherever they worked and their significant others. That's what Southern Hospitality is about. You have messy love interest, love storylines. We don't know if this one guy is cheating on his girlfriend. We know another guy is cheating on his girlfriend, but she doesn't want to give up that relationship because she's invested so much. And he went to law school, and she wants to
I know that's right.
Of a lawyer. So she's just letting him do whatever he wants. And anytime someone brings up the fact that he was cheating, she has a anxiety attack. And it's like, listen.
I like her.
Yeah, Emmy. That's her.
Okay.
She's just like freaking the F out. It's very interesting. It's just, if you want youthful, fun, ancestral vibes, because everyone is humping on everyone, you watch those shows. But stay away from something.
Okay. Thank you for that summation of what's happening.
I do want to say, with Southern Hospitality, we have naturally diverse people, not diverse just race, diverse sexualities. We have out and open gay men. We have also Black people, white people, mixed people, just like what life really looks like. It's not an all white cast. It's not, people who are just throwing their sexuality into the ring and just being a messy gay or anything. Like, they have their own storylines. And I have interviewed a couple of people from the show, the Black people being Lake and Bradley and Michaels. Yeah, so it's a really good show, and it's diverse, and it's funny, and it's youthful, and it's fun. Give it a chance for sure.
Okay, all right. And this portion of the show has been brought to you by Bravo. All right. Last but definitely least, let's talk about Real. Well, no, okay. We'll talk about Real Housewives of New York, but we do have to talk about Salt Lake City a little bit. But Real Housewives of New York, how did you guys feel about this season?
Exactly like that.
Tears.
Like Uba.
Those were the perfect pictures to describe it because I hated it.
Why?
And I know I keep saying that. I'm sorry. It's just been a rough year.
That's the truth.
It's been a rough year. Like Housewives in New York, and I said the same thing about Housewives of Dubai, but when I seen Housewives in New York, I actually take it back. I actually take it back. I would rather Housewives of Dubai.
You got them people put on pause.
Well, they were actually on pause before I even said anything about it, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then I did the drag. So.
Okay.
Yeah. But Housewives of New York, it's just, there's not much going on and you're just not invested in the women on the show, I feel. They're not showing up how they're supposed to.
I think Bryn would argue with you that she did show up and she showed out. She was very upset with Rebecca.
I'm sure she would.
She said Rebecca was not showing up to work. Bryn says that she showed up to work and lied on Uber.
That's what happened. Bryn, Aaron, like
what's her name? I can't even remember. Jessel.
Oh,
Jessel. She was the only one that was actually like.
Yeah, I kind of liked her. I will say that was the one highlight. I was like, okay, it seems like we're getting to know her a bit more.
Can't remember her, but okay.
Couldn't remember her name.
I did towards the end. It just took me a second. It's been a while since I've seen it. The last thing I seen was when she came out. I think it was her party, and she came out with 2 dresses.
Yeah,
and both of them kind of were like mid.
Do you like her or you don't like her?
Exactly.
I do like her.
Okay. All right. I heard she's horrible behind the scenes. Allegedly.
You know what? These people are definitely, well, maybe they might not be lying about her. So, I don't know.
Kaya, how do you feel about the Real Housewives of New York season? Or more specifically, their reunion? Because a lot of people said the reunion was the best part of the season.
Which is unfortunate because it was definitely a touchy reunion and something that we should not be used to, something that should not be normalized, something that I feel bad for. Well, I feel less bad for Bryn because, you want to feel bad for Bryn because you absolutely believe what happened to her. I'm not doubting that she was, she was, but for what she did to Uba and to see that she still really did not understand that, even at the reunion.
Yep.
And for Uba to have to still comfort her when it's just infuriating. I don't think that the reunion saved them. I think that Andy is riding with them though. So I do think that we will have the majority of these girls back with a few exceptions. I think they find a better way to go about things and really get into it. And if Aaron is going to stay on the cast, we need to get into her more because I feel like she's skating and she slid through a couple of things.
And it's crazy because it's like at the beginning of the season, I'm like, something is going for sure.
It's not just some crypto coins, baby.
So what is it? Does he have another baby?
Now she has a new baby. Aaron definitely, and I saw this towards the end of the season. I was like, Aaron is basically Bryn. They're the same person. I think Bryn is just a little bit darker in a lot of ways, but as the lies, the pranks of it all, the entire cast for me could go, to be honest with you. I did not enjoy this cast. Jenna Lyons, I think she's iconic in her field, but she can go.
She doesn't bring anything.
Say again?
She doesn't bring anything.
Yeah. And Sai, for me, did a whole 180 on her personality. Like, girl, go back to who you are. Be who you are. If you want to be a lesbian, be a lesbian. Sorry, Garcelle. If you want to be a lesbian, be a lesbian. Be who you are.
It was like...
And look, I love Raquel. I loved her look at the reunion. I think she's gorgeous, beautiful gowns. But...
she's too sane.
I felt bad for her that she had to deal with this cast. This season.
And you don't know Denise Huxtable.
Yeah. Not Brent. Uba. Although I was on Uba's side when it came with Bryn telling her this situation. However, without all of that, I still did not enjoy Uba this season either. From slamming the hotel, talking about Puerto Rico. Now Puerto Rico has banned her from the island. No, not really. But it feels like it.
I literally does.
Look,
I feel like Uba's too real for it. Like, she's like, show up as who you are. And these women are like, we're on Housewives. We have to bring it. And it becomes like, you're too real. You're too real to be. You're not delusional enough. I mean, when she said Naomi Wish, I feel like that was a great Housewives line.
Because Naomi Wish, Giselle Wish. I was like,
yeah. Okay. I mean, talk your shit, but
I mean, she's been around a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, she is definitely one of the faces that I did know of when they announced the cast. And if you look at her magazine covers and things like that, she's definitely
she's absolutely one of the girls. But Naomi's fine, Giselle is fine. I just think that she's too real for the show. Bren, she's too, I don't want to say too damaged. I think that she is too villainous, like not in a fun, cool, good way.
Yeah.
Also, she doesn't take accountability. I really wish, because I liked her the first season. I like the fun, bubbly personality, but she's like a walking just conundrum. Jessel, she was my favorite this season, actually. Yeah. And you know what? I feel like everyone is giving Andy slack about asking her about her surgeries, but we want to know because you don't look like the same person, and I want to know what you did. Like,
who?
You do a lot.
Jessel.
She just got a bob.
She just got a bob.
More than a bob.
She also said she got a little filler and a little Botox.
But that doesn't really, that's not really anything to talk about. You get what I'm saying? No. It's one of those things where it's like, it's not like that. What was it? The third season of Housewives of Atlanta when Nene got her nose job, and then she sat at the table and she's like, "You notice anything different?" Like, it's not like that. It's more like little, small,
some touch ups.
Yeah, some touch up,
a refresh,
and great new stylist because she looks great.
Yeah, but it's just nothing really to look at. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, we can't talk about Bravo and we can't talk about Housewives without talking about the incredible season that the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City had. I've called it incredible, but you might feel differently. Aaron, how did you feel about the season of Salt Lake City?
I feel like you're like, he has something negative to say. Let's just get it out.
No, I know. I just don't want to assume. How did you feel about the season?
You guys will be... No, I'm just kidding. I really enjoyed Salt Lake City this season. I enjoyed it last season, but last season kind of felt a little dark with Monica and all of that. But this season was light. It was refreshing. We got Angie K. It had a great cast. Like, everybody played their part. Yes, Angie K. Mary showed up. Lisa showed up. Whitney even showed up.
Yeah.
A lot of people clocked in. I like Brittany.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
It was like a pause.
I really enjoyed her. No, I was waiting for the backlash.
Oh, well, I said times every single week. The way that they talked about Brittany every single week, she deserved a snowflake.
Yeah, like a dog. And it wasn't right. I think Brittany just wants to be loved.
Aww.
I think she just wants to be loved. I think she wants to be embraced. And she wants to be liked. And I do feel that her and... Oh, my mind's going blank.
Which one?
The Bronwyn. I think her and Bronwyn actually have that in common. But the only difference is that Brittany is actually open about it. She's vulnerable. She's able to express that, she wants to be liked. She wants to be loved. She wants to be a part of the friend group and feel welcome. And I think that's kind of why her and... Bronwyn clash a little bit because Bronwyn feels like she can't be that vulnerable and she always has to have this guard up so high. And I think she avoids talking about a lot of that with her money because she brings her money up a lot. I do notice that.
And buying gifts.
Yeah, buying gifts and things like that. But I think Brittany is just a genuine girl all around. And she just wants that love and she only has herself to offer, which I can appreciate. We're getting crying scenes. She's running to the bathroom with Meredith.
Do you believe that Brittany was recording the women?
Be honest.
And maybe had nefarious intentions?
Okay, so I don't I don't believe that she had bad intentions. Okay. I believe maybe she was recording them a little bit, but it was probably like as a kiki, like you see, can't stop arguing. They're just like, see how loud they are. I don't think it was anything like she was trying to have dirt on anybody. I don't think it was a situation like that because Brittany's not that calculated. She just doesn't seem like she thinks it through that much.
Okay, Kaya. How are you? First of all, how are you feeling about the season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and if Brittany did it or not unintentionally?
I love that season. Like, I can honestly say there was not an episode that I didn't watch more than once. The whole season, I was entertained from the Bezos party and all them black people showed up. That's how I knew it was going to be a good season because I'm like, you have found every black person in Salt Lake City because of the Bezos party, and it ate down. Lisa was the girl all season. I understand though why Angie K got her snowflake. Now, as far as Brittany, I am not as big of a fan. I think that she was definitely recording them. She was going to send it out because even before the episode aired, she revealed that it was her who was recording. So it was like, I wasn't able to do it in that time or send it to anyone, but I'm gonna tell you now that this is gonna be about me. And you know what? I've come to not enjoy her, but I've come to accept her because Aaron loves her and our good friend Kendrick loves her. So they love her. I will accept her. You know how you have that friend that is just around because your friends like them? That's who Brittany is. As far as Bronwyn, I think that maybe Bronwyn, when she comes back, we're going to see who she really is because I think that a lot of stuff got lost in the sauce and she's a bit more nefarious than people think that
she's coming back.
They say that, I hear that everyone is coming back. Okay. The streets saying everyone's coming back.
Oh, okay. The streets. Okay.
And they're saying that Brittany is coming back as a friend, which is good because I don't need her full time. Go and Brown was not the reason that her kids don't fuck with her.
I agree with that.
But that was weird of her to blame.
Yeah.
That was funny as hell to me. Because he's like, nope, not taking that.
Oh, not taking any ownership at all. And did you guys notice that clip of her, when she leaves the stage and they're all talking and she's like, I should be out there for this.
I love that because no, you shouldn't.
I really do enjoy her. She is so sweet, I think. And I do enjoy that element versus like the other women because I feel like they are so intense and she's just like light and carefree. So I do enjoy that. I also enjoy that she's so open about her relationship. Like 1 minute she's with Jared, 1 minute she's not, 1 minute she's in love with him, 1 minute she's not. Then 1 minute she's like, we're friends when they tried to call her out. And they're like, we just seen you and him at this party last week. And she's like, as friends. Okay. I like how honest she is about that.
And delusional.
Yeah.
Delusional because she's also talking about how she's Mormon and doesn't drink, but she's drinking and she's Mormon and she doesn't drink.
And having sex.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, you like
it fits in with the whole shtick of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is what separates Salt Lake City from the other cities.
I like housewives that lie. Like I love housewives that lie for fun though. Like not about
not a
serious
media lie.
Yeah, not a media lie.
Or a Brit.
But just like the lightest stuff. Like, oh, you were here at this party yesterday. She's like, no, I wasn't.
Because you're a Leo. Leo's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So what?
Wait, no.
Wait. What? Wait, bro. OMG. Of course.
We joke around a lot. That's what you have to understand. We don't necessarily.
Wait. So, Aaron, you're a Leo?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Kaya, what is your sign?
Capricorn.
And I'm a Taurus. So 2 Earth signs.
Yeah, Earth signs, we don't play that stuff.
But I do have a Leo moon. But I'm not a liar.
Yeah, the moon. It's like you like being the center, and that's pretty much it. Like you like
Poor Aaron.
I mean, I don't feel bad because I feel like we have to lie because when we're brutally honest, we're rude. We're rude. I feel like we're called out, and it's like you're so rude and so direct.
That's why I love Leos. Me and Aaron get along because he's just fun to be around, and Leos are just like, you know what? Like, this may be the worst moment ever, but one thing about it, I'm going to make it about me and I'm going to have a good time. So I don't know about you guys. And like, they bring you, like, earth signs are just like, I want this way. It has to be on this schedule, blah, blah, blah. Nothing can go wrong.
Yeah.
And Leos are like, listen, things may not always go my way, but I'm going to make the most of it. And that's what is great about Leos.
Oh, see, that was a nice saying.
That was sweet.
After she called us liars.
Well, they do lie the most. Like Lindsay from Summer House, she's a Leo. There's so many people that we looked up that are Leos.
I think it's because people can't handle the truth. That's what it comes down to. So we're just like, okay, we'll just lie instead to avoid all of that.
Note to self. Wow. Okay. Mary Cosby. Speaking of lies, I'm playing Mary. This is why I'm blocked. Speaking of Mary Cosby had an incredible season, and she shared a lot. I mean, she shared her son's sobriety. She shared just more about her life and growing up in Utah as the only Black person in a lot of different settings. Like, she, for me, was the MVP of the season. Kaya, how did you feel about Mary Cosby and her storyline this season?
Loved her. I was so nervous. So nervous for her to come back because, woo. And I mean, she did go there some moments, but it wasn't as offensive as her past moments. I think that a lot of it was she might be getting ready to leave that man, but that's just, we'll visit that next season. But a lot of it was her friendship with Angie that really like grounded her, made her, humanized her, made her comfortable. She's the type of person that she has to be around someone that she trusts and that she feels doesn't have, bad intentions. And with her and Angie, her and her son, it's kind of like, the people that she cares about humanizes her and makes her come out of her shell. I didn't think that we would see her zip line, like just adventurous things like that. Like, you really saw that she came to bat, she came to work, and she gave it her all. And she was also just saying what we're all thinking. Like, Brittany, no one cares. Like, go cry in the corner. We don't care. Like, you were recording us. Leave us alone. Like, no one cares. Even like, I'm a Lisa Barlow. We are Lisa Barlow, like, stans, even though she's getting a lot of heat. Like, we stand beside her. We're going to see next season. A lot of people's intentions are going to be shown. But even when Mary whacked Lisa, it was hilarious. Mary was just so good this season.
Aaron?
I agree. I did enjoy Mary. I did also enjoy her relationship with Angie K.
Yeah.
And that. Because at first I was like, is this real? I'm not going to lie. I did feel that way because I'm like, it seems like they were just really showing us that. But then towards the end, when they had that little fight, I was like, okay, this seems to be a genuine friendship. Angie K seems to really care about Mary, and Mary really seems to care about Angie. So I did like to see that. I like that Angie was able to provide a support system for her, like Kaya said. And I also like how open she was about her son, because that is a very difficult issue to address.
Yeah.
And also be so vulnerable in front of people that you don't know. Like, literally millions of people are watching you. So I got to give it to her. I think she's really brave for that. And also working while all of this was going on, because she was still participating in the trips. She was still doing all this other stuff and trying to interact with the other ladies. So she clocked in, and I definitely respect it.
Definitely. Look, there were so many housewife shows on at the same time. I don't know about you guys. It was like overwhelming. But the current season of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is airing. So I just want your quick thoughts before we let you go.
So good. I've really been enjoying. This is the first season where all of them. I have been enjoying each and every one of them, especially Dorit, which is a nice change. Okay, don't do that.
Okay.
I didn't say anything. I'm smiling.
Who's that smile? Don't wind me up.
No, say.
But I do like Dorit. I feel like Bowles is a wonderful addition. I fell in love with her probably by the second episode, and immediately I'm like, I just want her on. I also love that they didn't force a relationship between her and Garcelle.
Yeah.
And it kind of happened naturally. Like we got that on maybe like the 4th or 5th episode, them actually hanging out and trying to fill each other out.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated how they've been maneuvering this. Also, Sutton's storyline, because I wasn't really enjoying Sutton the first few episodes at all, with her and the Dorit situation and just how she's been acting. But seeing how her mom acts, I can definitely see what's going on now. It gives me a way better understanding of who she is and what this is about.
Okay.
And Jennifer Tilly can't hide that in her purse or in her house.
Wait, sidebar. Did you guys see the rumor that they're saying that the cast can't stand Jennifer Tilly?
I saw that, and I'm like,
I agree.
What? Wait,
I agree. You know why? Because I feel like she's fake. The only person that I think really likes her is Kathy.
Oh, really? Not even Sutton, her best friend?
They stick together. What did Billy say? Birds of a feather stick together.
What?
That's how I feel. Jennifer Tilly, if we see the inside of the house one more time with that brought up Chucky doll that I am so sick of seeing, I don't think that she should have been a friend of on the show either. It just feels very... Get somebody... Camille was free. Camille was able to do it. So I just don't understand why they even felt the need to do that. But yeah, I understand if they don't like her.
I think if you see more of Jennifer Tilly in the after show, she's a lot more likable. During the season, they don't show a lot of her. I like her in the after show.
I've seen it. I have seen it.
Wait, Kaya. Okay.
It's Aaron saying that he's seen the after show and he still doesn't like her.
He still don't like her.
It's just,
okay.
I believe that the cast doesn't like her that much because we're not seeing her interact with the cast much. And we're seeing her, she's like, look at this. I got this $3 million bag. Look at this. I got all this, inherited.
Exactly.
From the Simpsons, the creator, may he rest in peace also. It's like, can you be a little bit more sensitive to the man that has passed away? Like, please. I don't think that a friend needs to necessarily give us too much of their home life, but we haven't gotten anything about her home life other than the fact that she has multiple homes. She got a piece of The Simpsons, and then she was in Chucky. That's it. That's all we know about Jennifer Tilly.
That's it.
Yeah.
This season of Beverly Hills has been excellent. We don't have Dorit this season. We got Hood Reed. We don't have time to play with you girls. She doesn't have time to play with Kyle. Like, Kyle
don't want her
wrong. Kyle's dead wrong to be texting her ex, because we all know if Dorit was texting Mauricio and you asked to see the messages and she's you guys should be ashamed of yourself, it would be a whole nother show and a whole nother thing. So I do wish that they would have another storyline developing. I like that we took this side quest to Sutton's home and her mom, who's a piece of work, and I'll leave it at that.
Respectfully.
Kind of got to understand Sutton. I'm just enjoying this season. I know a lot of people are sick of the back and forth between Dorit and Kyle, but I feel like this is real. Like, they really do not mess with each other like that. And the Fox Force 5 is done.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love how Kyle also thought that little gun range scene with Mauricio was going to, smooth things out for us.
She thought there was going to be Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, with those little tears that she was shedding. I don't give a damn about those tears, girl. You know what's going on, okay? Cut it.
Wow. So do you guys believe the friendship between Dorit and Bose?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I like it because Bose actually holds Dorit accountable too. She's like,
wait, do you believe in it?
Yeah, I do. I do. I believe
what about I heard one I do. I did not hear two I do's.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I don't.
Wait, let me shut up. Go ahead.
Look, my community already knows how I feel about the Bozema and Dorit friendship. I don't believe it. And I don't like that Bozema is so pro Dorit instead of taking more of a middle ground when it comes to conflicts that Dorit is having. I appreciate the support that she's given Dorit for the divorce that she's dealing with PK, because PK is suspect in a lot of ways. But I also don't believe that Dorit and PK are divorcing.
What's the theory on that though? Like, do we think it's because of what happened with the robbery?
Well, no. I think the robbery, we can leave that where they left the phone.
Thank you.
But I honestly believe, because season after season, in the last few seasons for Dorit, there's always a rumor Dorit's not coming back. Dorit producers are not bringing back Dorit. I feel like a lot of what we're getting for Dorit this season is so pre-produced. This is the villain arc for Dorit. Like everyone's going to celebrate Dorit. I think a lot of people don't like Kyle, so everyone's like, "Yes, Dorit, get her, get her, get her." But I'm looking at Dorit like, this is not really you. I don't believe this divorce with PK. I think this is very convenient timing. Do I think that they have a perfect marriage? No. But I think it's the timing of it all. I think she wants to lean in. It's very interesting right before a season, she so happens in the last hour to actually have some sort of storyline. So I don't believe that. And I don't believe the friendship between, I believe Bose looks to Dorit as a friend. I don't believe that Dorit really values Bose as a friend. I think Bose has already told us on the show that I have like 100 something best friends. I said, that told me everything I need to know. Bose could be friends with anybody. So Dorit, it will be interesting. I wish Bose would have taken a little bit more of a middle ground when it comes to her interactions with the rest of the group. And we're going to see on this week's episode, Garcelle says it's like, stop being Dorit's spokesperson, because that's how she's felt during the season. And it feels like she isn't coming into this situation with an open mind. But I also will say about Bose that we have to remember she is a marketing executive. Bose knows what she's doing. I don't think Dorit is playing Bose. I know Bose is like, I know what direction I'm going to take this. But I still enjoy her.
That's interesting. I think that I believe it because I feel like I see it on Dorit's face, like her riding down that hill, ripping that cigarette. Like I was just like, okay, this is real. Like this was a Newport 100 that she.
Oh.
And then also just the way that she's just like, well, just tired of Kyle. I do understand that Bose seems like Dorit's mouthpiece. And then, people want to say that Garcelle is Sutton's mouthpiece. But I think that these girls, they know what they're doing. Like Garcelle's had to deal with this her whole life, being like token Black woman in a white society, in a white community or whatever. And now Bose has to deal with that same thing as an executive. But the reason I believe their friendship is because they might not be the closest of friends, but she just celebrated her birthday and Dorit was there. She was there at the Watch What Happens Live. She's there in all the pictures, and it's not just because they're filming. This is off camera. So
also remember Erica Jane is on Broadway. So that might have been motivation for all of them to be here in New York at the same time. But just saying. Yeah. Erin, how do you feel about the relationship?
I will be watching a little bit more closely, I will say, after that.
And then we get back.
But I'm still enjoying it, though.
Okay.
I feel like it's genuine, but I can understand what you also mean, like, but what both of you mean. It does seem genuine, and I do think that Bose is a bit maybe more invested than Dorit is in her. I can definitely see that. But I also think I don't really look too hard at that, because I feel like if Dorit is going through all of this, then that's probably where her attention is. So she can't necessarily be present in all of that in that moment. I think she's spread thin.
Okay.
And I'm also seeing Bose's life too, like her relationship with, the new guy. Them thinking about, even though I don't like when people come on and their storyline is, should we have another baby? But
before saying I love you.
Right. Before saying that's very weird to me. But you know what? That was an interesting thing that we found out on this episode. Her finally talking to her daughter in a real way, her daughter opening up about things. So, we learned about her past, and also, like Aaron said, her and Garcelle naturally being friends rather than being forced together, or rather than being forced to feud. Because two Black people can like each other or dislike each other, but we don't need no one else in between us telling us what to do.
I don't think Bose and that guy are gonna work out either.
You don't think? Well, okay, let me ask you a question, because I brought this up and I think it went over a lot of people's heads when they watched it. When Bose was talking with her daughter, Lael, and she said, "Oh, you met Keely for the very first time when he surprised us in Ghana." I was like, wait, he just showed up on your international trip with your daughter as a surprise? How Guy, you giving us the yes? Okay, I want to know your thoughts and your reaction to that.
I was shocked because I feel like her daughter is old enough to know what's going on. Like when they're younger, you say, "Oh, mommy has a friend," but this girl, she's like, "Yeah, I'm about to be out this house, so you're gonna need another baby." So for him to come all the way to Ghana, you don't go across the Gulf of America or wherever you got to get to Africa and just show up like that. So I don't know where they're going, but I like seeing them together. What did that say to you though? Because it's like you're like, oh, it might have went over people's head, but what is your theory there?
Here go Kaya again. Kaya, this is my show.
But I want to know because I'm watching these shows and I'm like, wait, am I watching a different show?
Well, no, here's the thing. It stood out to me. I was like, oh, that's interesting that he just showed up on an internet as a surprise. And look, at the end of the day, it's up to a parent deciding when their children will meet their new friend, partner, whatever it may be. So I felt like you had to rush and tell her about this man during an international trip. Like, was he already in Ghana? Was he? I felt like there's and I'm giving Bose credit and that in grace, because I'm sort of like, I feel like there's a lot of context in regards to that missing. Because where was he? Was he in Africa at the time, or did he make a special trip, which you can't just do overnight to go to Ghana?
Right.
That was planned.
Wasn't dead to December.
That was premeditated.
Exactly. Aaron, how did you feel about that?
I mean, I agree. I feel it's very weird, especially if this is a trip with your daughter. I don't feel like that is the moment to introduce her to someone that you're dating. And then also with her daughter's body language and just kind of how she's like, well, I'm out the house.
And she was like,
I'm like, what?
Baby with anyone.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you really feel about this? How do you really feel about this guy that your mom is seeing? And there's something about him too. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, even when they had that little sit down, I think it was for lunch or dinner or whatever, is something about their chemistry that just seems off. And it's not so much on her end, it's on his end.
Yeah.
I kind of think that she's in a position right now where she wants certainty. She wants to know that she's going to be proposed to. She wants to know that she's going to be able to have the baby that she might want, you know? And he's kind of like, well, we'll see. We'll see. It seems like he's coasting.
On the after show, because Aaron, I know you watched the after show. On the after show, Bose brought up that Sutton says that she saw red flags, and she says like, I don't trust Sutton's instincts. If we're seeing red flags, and Sutton brought that up, I'm wondering why Sutton said that.
That's a good question, because I did not. I need to watch the after show. I watched the Salt Lake City after show. The Beverly Hills one, I kind of watched Beverly Hills. Then
these last couple of ones, I think you should definitely watch.
I do like Beverly Hills because I feel like they get more into it, and then I do like that they bring the friend loves, because I'm like, Jeffrey Tilly being on here is surprising.
And apparently not helping.
About Keeley, that's his name.
Yeah.
I think the reddest flag was that they didn't say I love you. Like, we're having a baby and we're not saying I love you. That's even more like, okay, we're having a baby and we're not getting married. That's like kind of the new norm. But we're having a baby and we haven't said I love you. That was just like
his own minutes.
That was weird. That was weird.
Yeah. Also, it was that one thing that he said. He was like, even if I didn't mean it, was something he said, like, even if I didn't mean it, I would say it. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? And see, I don't like stuff like that. Like, I don't do that because it's embarrassing. Yeah. And we're on TV, so you're definitely not going to do it then.
Yeah. I don't want to put the label on him because once me and Aaron say a certain word about someone.
No, I'll say it. You're acting weird.
Oh, yeah, there's no words for it. Because once we say you're acting weird, you can't unweird yourself.
Yeah. That's the rule.
It really was not this last episode, but the episode last week when they had that lunch, dinner, whatever it was. That I was like, whoa, my alerts went off. I was like, what did he just say to her? And then we found out in this last episode about the whole, popping up during their Ghana trip. Sidebar. Next season, producers, I want to see Bose, because Bose can do this because she's done it before, take the women to Africa. Take them to Ghana. Take them to one of the other countries. I want to see these Beverly Hills women in Africa. Please and thank you. That's my only request.
Bring Porsha too.
Excuse you.
Like, I know this is Beverly Hills, but bring Porsha and Paige. Like, I feel like that would be such a fun trip.
Okay. I didn't expect that you want a crossover from Atlanta.
Yeah, I would love an Atlanta Beverly Hills crossover.
You're right. I kind of wouldn't mind.
And Erica Jane would love it too. Like, I know for a fact.
She won't come back.
Yeah. OMG. You guys
would probably be in Atlanta.
Period, man.
You guys have been so much fun. Thank you so much for doing this. Happy Black History Month. What is coming up for you guys? Remind the audience again where they can find you, what is coming up, all the good things.
You can find us at Bravo While Black, or if you want to listen to us, at Bravo Weird Black. On our podcast, I'm going to have, because Aaron hasn't been on the latest episodes because he's been kind of busy, but Aaron is returning 2 more times just this month.
Yes.
To get into things. And we are actually going to have Kempire on. See how I sprung that on you? And I did it on camera. And also go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Bravo While Black for more, it's not just episodes, just more things. Like, I'm trying to find a man, so I'm taking you on my journey of that. I'm also talking about different shows. I'm telling y'all side hustles. It's just a lot of different things going on the Patreon. So, yeah.
Kaya, you're going to have to come on our dating live so you can talk about your dating experience.
I'm always available.
Oh, stay tuned, guys. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. All right. Well, first of all, thank you both for being here. We appreciate you guys. And of course, all of their information will be available in the description notes. So thank you all for being here. And everyone, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And of course, don't forget to rate all of our podcasts on Apple Podcasts and in Spotify. 5 stars. It's Black History Month. If you don't do it, you know what that means. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Podcast. As always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for everything Kempire Radio, head on over to KempireRadio.com.